Today, America celebrates its independence, a special day filled with cookouts, parades, and fireworks. As we participate in all the festivities, it is important to take a moment and remember what Independence Day is all about. 242 years ago, a group of colonists separated themselves from British rule. They believed all people were created equal with the right to think, worship, and live as they pleased. With a revolt well underway, these colonists gathered to create a declaration that would be heard around the world. A declaration of independence, announcing themselves a free people. These brave patriots fought a revolution and went on to create a nation led by a constitution, guaranteeing life, liberty, and freedom for all. On this day, Americans remember the struggles of our founding fathers, founders such as George Washington. Now everyone in my audience knows who George Washington is. You are aware that he commanded the Continental Army during the Revolutionary War. However, what some of you did not know is that he played a major role in the ratification of the Constitution. George Washington was a man of many achievements which led to an independence of our nation. Like many of you, I remember learning about George Washington at a young age, known as the father of his country. His name appears on school buildings, on bridges, and in national parks. We routinely see his name, yet often fail to think about what he stood for. In the next few minutes, I will tell you exactly who George Washington was. I will discuss his leadership during the war, his guidance during the Constitutional Convention, and his public service as the President of the United States. These achievements led a young nation on a path to independence. It all began with his nomination as the commander of the Continental Army. In 1775, there was tension between colonists and Great Britain, which resulted in the start of the Revolutionary War. Soon after the war began, George Washington was nominated to command the Continental Army. As Washington led the fight against the British, the colonists quickly gave hope for reconciliation. In 1776, colonists announced their separation from Great Britain through the Declaration of Independence. However, the war raged on, with Washington fighting through many hardships. But Washington did not give up. In 1781, he and his army won the war, bringing freedom and independence to a new nation. Yet Washington's career did not end there. Once the war was over, the new republic went on through many transitions. Delegates from all 13 colonies worked to implement a sovereign government. After trial and error, delegates came together at the Constitutional Convention. Due to George Washington's popularity, he was elected as the head of the convention. On September 17, 1787, Washington was the first person to sign the Constitution of the United States of America, an incredible document that withstood the test of time, protecting the freedoms of all Americans. Yet again, Washington's career did not end there. His reputation landed him a unanimous nomination for the presidency. In 1789, he became the first president of the United States of America. During his time in office, he did many positive things to shape the role of the presidency. He set standards defining the balance of powers in hopes that monarchy would never again threaten the nation's independence. In conclusion, it is clear to see that George Washington was a man of many achievements which led to the independence of our nation. Today, as you celebrate the 4th of July, remember our founding fathers, remember George Washington. It was his leadership and perseverance that allowed us to become free. Washington once said, "The Constitution is the guide which I will never abandon." As you ponder these words, I'll leave you with well wishes for a happy and safe Independence Day. Thank you.